Kyle Groves, he can stand the heat, so he's staying in the kitchen. Let's talk about this, Kyle, and again, built the better batter. Let's see how thick this is. Take a look at this. Ooh, it was about a little over 20 minutes. Yep. You were saying that maybe in the perfect world, you can at home wait 20 minutes, but the whole point is adding those agents to help to give you some, some puff.
That's right. It gives it a nice thickness. You don't want it to be too thin. Otherwise, you're making crepes. We're making flapjacks, right? So we
nothing wrong with crepes, but if you don't want crepes,
that's right. That's right. But they're not stampede.
Oh yeah, seriously. You're going to have me ready to rock and roll with our pourer in a second.
Sure am.
Heat. Before we get to the pour, how hot do you want the pan?
We want our frying pan to be, fairly warm. It's going to find that sweet spot. We want it to be hot enough that the pancake starts to cook and brown right away, but not too hot, otherwise it burns. So we need to find that right spot. So you have to know your stove a little bit. So we're gonna see how we're gonna do with ours. But if it's too cool, you're not gonna get brown, and you're not gonna get that steam created, which won't make your pancakes rise.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna do one right now.
All right. So what we're gonna do first, we make sure we brush our pan with a little bit of oil. So we've got some oil there. I'll brush yours as well, and that's going to help us, just so it doesn't stick at all. Okay. And
I'm going to use a specialty item.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do it old school style, because chances are you don't have one of these in your kitchen at home, unless you're like a pancake freak. I'm going to try to do a Mickey Mouse, because cameraman Nick, who's hanging out this morning, put me to the challenge.
Disney's not going to be happy with that Mickey Mouse.
Well, okay, we'll call it Maddie the Mouse. This is not to do with anything besides my imagination. So, am I going too thick? Just right? Does it matter?
I think that's good. You want to make them. I think pancakes are a personal preference kind of thing.
Okay.
You want to make them. What shape and what size you want them to be. But now the important thing with it is we want to find that that right amount of time. We want those pancakes to start to bubble up a little bit.
Okay.
You can see on yours, the bubbles are starting to come through. We want to make sure those bubbles are all the way through before we look at flipping it. Because if you flip your pancake back and forth over and over again, you're just going to deflate it. You want that nice fluffy pancake. So I've got a couple in here. My first one, the biggest one there, you can see they're starting to get some bubbles all the way across the batter. That's what we're looking for. We want to have
not one or two bubbles, but uniform bubbles for the pancakes.
Definitely, definitely. And you can always kind of take a little peek. Maybe don't flip it, but you can see the color there. We're starting to get a nice little bit of golden brown on that. We're going to leave that for another couple seconds, and then we can give it a flip.
We got to get back to the studio right now, but real quick, how many flips? Just a one flip?
Try and do it just the one.
Just the one flip ahead. We'll find out how our pancakes look coming up in a bit, guys. Tasty.
Tasty, tasty.
Single flips.
Looking good.
You can do it with no spatula, too.
Can you do that?
I can, but I miss occasionally.
Yeah, I can.
And it ends up all over the floor.